Hey guys, welcome here today. My name is Calvin. So I'm gonna be making a few videos about what happens in nursing school, at least what happened to me, taking the NCLEX, and how not to pass the NCLEX in the traditional, 70 questions I think it used to be. 75, maybe it was 75. Man, it seems like a lifetime ago. Anyways, digressing. I just passed my NCLEX, so at 80 questions during COVID-19 pandemic of 2020, and they had changed the rules up a little bit. So I'm going to try to update what's going on and how my experience kind of translates that. It probably has no bearing because this COVID-19 stuff has like changed how people have structured everything for some reason. Anyways, digressing. So prior background, from a medical standpoint, I actually used to teach a lot with firearms and self-defense. I still do. But I became EMT certified probably back in 2012. Didn't do a whole lot of EMS work at the time, but I ended up teaching and doing a lot of stuff, first responder trauma-based training, like through TCCC style type of stuff. Became an advanced EMT, became a wilderness EMT, but didn't have a whole lot of infield practice. That kind of changed when I became a volunteer firefighter. We just responded to a bunch of medical calls, relatively speaking. I've been a volunteer firefighter for almost 4 years. So anyways, after leaving my old job of teaching full-time for a firearms training company, decided, hey, I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to try to get into paramedic school. I considered a bunch of stuff, paramedic school, thought about nursing school, considered PA school, because I already have my bachelor's and a master's in other sciences. And anyways, so I came back close to my folks, and long story longer is I showed up at an old community college in town and looked at their paramedic program, and then the dude was like, yeah, starting next fall, 2017, fill out your application, get it to me, next few weeks. Cool. I get all that stuff down, and it's just like an application, your GPA, and that was it. Oh, and current certification from EMT, which I still had. And I show up, and the dude's like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Hey man, I'm here with my application." He's like, "Oh, cool. So bad news. I just quit my job, and I'm gonna be working someplace else." And I was like, "Oh shoot. Well, who's gonna be teaching the paramedic program?" He says, "Nobody." But there were other options, a couple hours from here, so I considered commuting. Anyways, so I was walking out of the community college, and right down the hall was the nursing school. And at the old nursing school, the hallway was like it was like the nursing program. So I walk in there, didn't have a clue, and I was like, "So tell me about this program." They were like, "Sure, you got to take an entrance exam." We used the Kaplan at the time. They only had 2 more weekends left before the application process was going to be ending for that semester. So I was like, what the hey. Well, I got my application for paramedic school, will any of this count? And they were like, no. So pretty much, they had all sorts of requirements. ACT score, my school had to be above 21 at the time. No, sorry, 22. GPA of 3.2, I believe, or 3.0 and higher. And if you had like a college degree or were an LPN or something like that, you got like extra points added on and as part of your application process. And of course, you had to score pretty good on your Kaplan entrance exam. And when I tried to study for that thing, it was like a big pain in the butt because it was like crash coursing the last 4 years of high school in one exam, and I had like 8 days to study it. So I bought the old Kaplan book, and I was studying and realized, dang, I'm not going to remember any of this stuff. I took the test, and it was easy. Like, I thought it was pretty easy. There was some math on there. There was some reading comprehension, no spelling, and some other little things, again, basic stuff from high school. A young lady who I met outside, she was an EMT, and she was like, "Man, I thought that test was hard. I scored like a 52. And I was like, dang. So I shut up about my score because I felt like I did pretty okay at like a 81. Suffice it to say, though, that's extra points to get into your school. So know what you need to know. Be competent in your math. Know how to read. Your basic stuff. Anyways, got into nursing schools, 2 years long. It's just like every other nursing school, or I'm going to say like every other. Listen to your teachers. Number 1, pay attention to what they tell you. Number 2, start studying early. if I had to tell people about what to study, you need to watch YouTube. These are the videos I'm going to recommend, besides my own, because I'm not going to go over any technical stuff. But you need to watch courses from Crash Course, Osmosis, Nucleus Medical something. I'll have to probably type it out in the description, but Nuclear Medicine had a lot of good descriptions about procedures and different ailments and things like that. Simple Nursing, Sarah RN, registered nurse RN, long-haired lady. I think I must have watched every video she had, because they're just great videos. And there's a bunch of other videos out there, but those are probably the big 5 or 6 I would definitely recommend as a series. Osmosis is great for simple explanations, kind of cartoony, but it's also, breaks up that monotony, because you know how nurses talk. Number 2 is that Nuclear Medicine. That one's legit because they got a lot of CGI'd descriptions on procedures, on ailments, on treatments. So you need to watch those. It's free on YouTube. What else? Study, but know what you need to study. Know how all your systems work. So if you're entering in, know your A&P. That's number 1. You got to know your anatomy and physiology. And just knowing that, though, is not enough. You have to know it, and then you have to know how it works and how all the other systems work with each system. So if I had to go order operations, obviously your cardiovascular, go to respiratory, go to your neurological, your brain especially, hormones, things like that, and your renal system. All those systems you need to know. Vocabulary, study hard on vocabulary. NCLEX, testing examinations, ATI, we used ATI, which I have a lot of negatives about ATI, but that's a different story. Got to know your vocabulary. If you don't know what a word means, it's what fucking Google is for, look it up, okay? Use it, write it down, text it on your phone, memorize those words, because they will come up. Borborygmi, if you had to know. There's a guy out there named Mark Klimic. You need to find his lectures. It's on YouTube. There's a link called Cold Clutches, Mark K lectures, downloads. You need to listen to Mark K. It's usually done as a study review for after 2 years of nursing school for people about to take the NCLEX, but it is critical, I think, for people to listen to it in their freshman year. So Mark K, listen to that. Take NCLEX questions probably within your second semester. First semester is usually a ground and pound. I won't say a weed out semester, but like my class, we lost a shit ton. We lost, out of 38 students that started, I think I ended first semester with 17 people. It's going to be an arduous first semester. It's sink or swim. Be smart. There's a lot of smart people out there. A lot of smarter kids than me when I showed up. What's my point on that? We got to work hard. All right, you can't be lax. You can't be lazy. If you want to be a lazy fuck, nursing ain't for you. No healthcare system is for you. All right, go out there and go fucking dig ditches, and be one of the 7 who's standing around the one dude with the shovel. All right. So that being said, study efficiently. Probably no more than 2 or 3 hours per day. If you do per sections, do it sometime in the morning and do it sometime in the evening. So like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Okay, I'm not a rocket surgeon by any means. All right, I've been through college before. I've worked full-time jobs. I've had a job since I was 7. So to me, it wasn't too bad. I went through nursing school. I worked 3 part-time jobs. 1 as a manager, 1 for my own business, and 1 going around teaching. Okay, so I did those, and I did volunteer firefighting, and I was in our state guard. So if I can do all those things and still do that stuff, I'm pretty sure you guys with kids and stuff like that, you can probably make time to do some nursing school stuff. Don't neglect it. Again, have a good basis for learning. What else? The professors aren't trying to fail you. They're either good at teaching or they suck at teaching. That's just kind of how it goes. When after our first semester, I said, man, nursing school, think about that 60% fail rate. That's like special forces groups to